Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a gorda with the snack habit. Taya, taya. Let's get straight to the intro. Welcome back to Gunners Collective TV. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure that you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking. And I appreciate the support, man. I'm very humbled by it. Thank you. Couldn't do it without you. So I'm seeing something that's popping right now. There's gang shit going on, right? And it's happening in the city of Fresno. Shout out to the Pedro Chatos, the Bulldogs, man, out there in Fresno. They really hold it down. But for some reason, for whatever reason, man, there's some rappers from Southern California that are saying the Bulldogs didn't hold it down enough because they pulled up Lil Weirdo the Great. Lil Weirdo the Great, who's from Southern California, not necessarily from a barrio, from a gang. Like, I don't know that man's business, man. I've heard through Swifty Blue and songs like that he wasn't affiliated or associated with the barrio. But that doesn't matter. He's definitely representing Southern California. He's definitely chosen his side, and he's rocking with his peoples. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. You're supposed to do that. You're supposed to represent your peoples, right? That's just like a resident from Southern California that gets incarcerated. You know, he knows who to rock with and when to rock with them and how to rock with them, and that's it. And if he doesn't, he's going to be told or taught. And so that's just the way it is. Same thing happens in Northern California, no difference. But in Fresno and Fresnal, right, in Bulldog Country, it's a little bit of a different situation. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Growing up in the Central Valley in the 209, and I remember when Fresno used to be 209, right? I remember when the 209 was all the way from Tulare County all the way to Stockton. Big old motherfucking audio code, right? Fresno definitely was not to be fooled around with. That city right there, it doesn't matter what side you go to. There's Bulldogs everywhere. They definitely hold it down, and they got that city on lock. Now, there are some Southerners, a few of them there, and there are a few Northerners, about as much as there are Southerners, right? There's probably a few more Southerners than there are Northerners, to be honest with you, in the city of Sanger and a few little other places. But everybody knows that's Bulldog Country. Everybody knows that when you get to Fresno, man, you have to be on lookout for the Bulldogs, because if they see you, they're going to start barking, then they're going to start busting. That's the truth, right? And these guys, for some reason, they have fucking radar in their canines. They can recognize when other people go to their city. When you're not from Fresno, it's just like they know. Everybody in Fresno knows everybody. They're all family. See, Fresno was like this, the Bulldogs. I've been sold up with Bulldogs back when I was in the youth authority, back before the split, the North and Bulldog split. So I got a lot of history when it comes to the Pedro Chatos. But what a Bulldog told me is Fresno has been known, they're very prideful. They love their city more than anything. But even more than that, they're known for families. They have big familias like the Vindiolas, the Aguirres, the Aguilars, the Perezes, right? All these different families, and they're like generational. They're generational Bulldogs. They started off as F-14ers and Bulldogs, and their kids' are Bulldogs, and their kids' are Bulldogs, and that's just how it is. That's the city of Fresno. They're everywhere. So I remember when I used to go with my homeboys and slide through Fresno all the time, our family, I was always on alert. Even when I wasn't active, I was on alert, because the Bulldog business is different. Like, they don't fuck around. They're going to hold it down for the little bit of fucking spot they got, and that's their city. And that also goes for the county dogs too. Sanger, Orange, all that shit. It's all Bulldog shit. Now, over the weekend, a rapper named P-Face, right? And I seen this youngster, man. He's starting to get known a little bit, like on TikTok. And I think that's like where they start the rap careers at nowadays. Nowadays, it's not, like back in the days when we see them on billboards and, man, BMF and all that. It's not like that. Nowadays, you got to get TikTok certified. You got to get a check mark. If you get TikTok certified as an up-and-coming rapper, voila, you're on, right? So there goes steps. There's like Facebook, TikTok, and you got to go to Instagram, and then boom, when you go to YouTube, by that time you made it. By that time, it's Soul Gang, right? By that time, you're fucking doing the lazy boy in Soho with the funny haircut. Like, you made it. You made it. Congratulations. You've opened up a new level. You are now a certified TikToker. So this guy, P-Face, is one of them young rappers. You know, I haven't listened to his music, so I'm not sure if he's very good yet or not, but I know he definitely represents Soul Gang, Southern California. And ain't nothing wrong with that, right? Ain't nothing wrong with, like I said, repping your area. But him and Lil Weirdo, for whatever reason, found themselves in Northern and Central California over the weekend, and they decided to get off the 99, which is the freeway that goes all the way through the valley, right? Very legendary freeway, man. There's so many songs in Northern California, you'll hear them busting off the 99. And the 99 runs right directly through my city. One side is the north, the other side is the west. Where the south and the east went, I don't know. But the 99 runs directly through Fresno as well. So these guys jumped off the whip with about 6, 7 other little youngsters. And for whatever reason, they decided to shoot a rap video in Fresno. Now, what's the big deal? To me, you can go wherever. If you have the balls to pull up wherever, do your thing, right? You know, a lot of people don't understand, have never been to Fresno or never actually understood what time it is, what type of city, how grimy motherfuckers can get, how people are getting smacked every day, especially on the east side, right? And the park side. But it's just, and the north side, Pleasant Street's crazy too. Look, Fresno's one of those cities I like to avoid. You know, I go there if I need to go there, but I'm of an understanding that, man, there's too many Bulldogs there and there's too much, they trip too much. They trip too hard. But these guys didn't give a fuck. Either they didn't know, weren't laced up, or didn't care. Whatever the case may be, they knew enough to disrespect. So they pull up, they shoot their little music video. Immediately they post it on the gram or on TikTok. And instead of saying, hey, look, man, much respect, shout out, we wiggled through the city of Fresno, shot a little piece of our music video or whatever they did. Instead, it went more towards disrespect. Lil Weirdo was actually there too with P-Face, right? And so Lil Weirdo, and the reason I put him on the thumbnail, I'm speaking on him a little bit more than P-Face, is Lil Weirdo's a little bit more, been around a little bit longer, right? And it kind of blows my mind that him not being a gang member, he's the one voicing for the voiceless. He's the one that's actually going back and forth with the Bulldog on TikTok and Instagram. But immediately they post this video and say, look, we're in the city of Fresno, where the Bulldogs at, ain't no one doing nothing. It ain't like we heard. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers ain't about the business. It's very easy to pull up to someone's city unannounced. You know, it's very easy to go there and shoot a music video, and you're more than welcome to do anything you want anywhere, man. As long as you have gas money and a strap, you can go wherever, right? But to throw it back in people's faces and show disrespect towards their city, that's an act of cowardice to me. You know, especially when you're not live. If you're not live, okay, and you're disrespecting their city, you know, it's like, come on, bro. Why even do that or post that video if you weren't willing to go live and show them, like, hey, bro, I'm right here. What's up, right? Like, if you have bad intentions, or you know, like, I'm out of bounds, I'm in someone else's neighborhood, I'm going to go ahead and disrespect them, but I'm not going to be there when they get there. I'm not going to give them no action, but I'm going to disrespect. Doesn't make you look cool. Doesn't make you look tough. And I see it happen all the time. Dudes will post these videos walking through a park, an enemy's park or the opposition's park at 2, 3 in the morning, late night. Like, where you at, homie, with the gun? They're showing on TikTok. These youngsters do this nowadays. Where you at, man? I'm right here. You're there, motherfucker. I'm in bed. I just ate and got on my morning. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. I'm too comfortable right now to go kill something, right? I'm cool. I just killed something. I ain't trying to go kill another something. So to me, that's just a cowardice move. And now the Bulldogs are upset. Now the city of Fresno, the Perro Chatos, one in particular I see on TikTok, and I'm going to get to him in a minute, right? Because I got something to say, man. Shout out to the Bulldogs. And Bulldogs know, man, I got a lot of respect and love for them. But I got to do what I got to do, right? You know, and it's nothing against the dogs, man. That one individual, though, bro, get that motherfucker off TikTok. He doesn't know nothing about what he's talking about. Anyways, right? So Lil Weirdo on them, they post this little couple second clip. You know, hey, we're in Fresno. And they absolutely were in the city of Fresno. I know exactly where they were. I know that parking lot right there where they were at. There's like a fucking Mexicano store. Like, I know where they were at. So there was no bullshit there. But the level of disrespect, man, is astounding. It's crazy. You know, and the Bulldogs are pretty upset. So now you got dogs talking about, hey, slide back. Let us know. And of course, Vatos get upset when you go to their city. That's just like when Lucky from Hoodstocks went to Merced, and he did it with the whole different level of respect. That Vato's a respectful Vato. He's been around. He's laced up. And he went, did his little burpees or his push-ups right there in Merced. And I know exactly the market he went to. And people were trying to argue with me in the fucking DMs and the messages talking about, oh, he was right there in the hood. No, he wasn't. But that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter where he was at. The fact is he pulled up with respect and showed love, man. That's what should matter. And there were some Northerners that got at me that were upset about that. Man, why these Vatos fucking coming to our city, posting shit on the social media, bro, trying to fucking act like they're doing something. And then I got at him and I gave him some game. Little homie, let me give you some game. And I said, look, here's some klecha, some knowledge you can't get in college. That Vato right there is with the shit. That Vato right there was showing love. He wasn't disrespecting. He didn't have no intentions to. And you know, bro, where he was at. It's not a dangerous situation. It was the Vato knows enough to not go on the fucking west side at buy rights, right? He just, or the dead end store. Like he just, most people know. If you don't, they're going to tell you. Like, hey, are you sure you want to be over there, eh? Right? But it was respect. And he did that, man. And all that checking in shit, Vatos, I see him on, you got to check in. Like there was a Bulldog that said, hey, these fools should have checked in. Look, Mexicans don't do that checking in shit, bro. Stop it. Stop it. Now, if you're going to someone's directly into their barrio in their neighborhood, like you don't have to check in. You're going to get checked in. Someone's going to see you and check you in for you. But that's a brother thing, man. The brothers do the checking in. You got to check in the hood and to move freely and all that. Mexicans ain't none of that happening, bro. Who says you're fucking going to move freely? Vatos, you might move freely from here to there, and that's it. Now you're in another barrio, and you ain't checked. So all that checking in shit, you don't get a check-in pass for the whole city because there's several barrios, and barrios don't get along. So you might be good right here on the west side, but you're not good on the north side. Guarantee that, right? That's just how that goes. And then if you went and checked in with the west side, the dudes on the north side that don't get along with the west side are going to wonder why you didn't check in with them first. And now that you just started some bullshit. So Mexicans don't really play that. It's kind of just like, if you know someone, this is how it was back in my days. If you know someone from a barrio, if you're related to someone, once that homeboy brings you into the hood, out of respect for him, they're not even going to question it. Not at all. Hey, who's this Vato right here? Oh, he's with me, bro. That's my primo. All right, that's what's up. Hey, mucho gusto. Saludos. Nice to meet you. That's how it is. At least that's how it was. Nowadays, I don't know, that checking in bullshit. Swifty Blue, you got to check in with me. That was all trolling. That was all game. That's not true. But, there's a lot of Bulldogs that are on the internet right now. And they're upset that these dudes pulled up to their city, disrespected what they feel is disrespect. And actually, the pulling up part was not the disrespect. Like I said, anyone could go anywhere. Looked like they were just shooting a little bit of a music video. Looked actually like they were just traveling. They pulled over to a gas station and got them a little something to eat. And they were just hanging out right there, maybe smoking a little something before they got back on the road because they had a long way to go to Southern California. I know Lil Weirdo's from San Diego, so that's still a mission. Still hours and hours away, right? And happened to look around. Where we at? Hey, we're in Fresno. Hey, let's do a little video fucking and clown. It's weak out here in Fresno. They ain't fooling. They do it. Man, they got very lucky because it could have been tragic. Let me explain to you about Fresno. Tell you a little story. I remember pulling up to Fresno one time. I was active then, a motherfucker, right? I guess not active enough, though, because I didn't do shit. But this is honesty, right? Just because you're an active gang member and all that doesn't mean you do something every time. You got to know how to actively wiggle as well. But I pulled up, boom, man, me and my primo, right? And Ricky, you guys know, man, he's super norteño. That fool was with the shenanigans. But at the same time, he knew just enough to shut the fuck up when I told him to, right? Man, we pulled up to the east side of Fresno to some fucking store we didn't know. And I've already been through this before going to Fresno. Man, I started hearing, ooh, ooh, bulldog barking, man. My primo, I thought he was going to get something and get out. That motherfucker locked the door like clack, right? I was like, woo. Bulldogs were everywhere. They were running up on the whip. We hadn't even got off the car yet, but they already started. I skirted out. I said, 2 on 30 ain't going to work. Not for me. Not today. Not today, cuz. Not today. Oh, power. It wasn't going to work for me. Just like Whack 100 with Jay Diggs going in the studio ain't going to work for him, right? So I got on to live another day, Craig. But I'll tell you this. It's been like that several times. But there's been a couple times jumped out like, what's up, dog? Right? And that was it in my non-active days. In my active days, nah. I had played with the dogs, right? They're just like the Bulldogs are a worthy adversary. They'll fuck you up, man. Look, they come deep, hundreds. Anyways, there's a particular bulldog I wanted to talk about on TikTok, man, with this whole situation. So basically, Lil Weirdo, this P-face cat, and he had a few other homeboys. They pull up to Fresno, and then they make this video disrespecting. Now, this bulldog addresses them. I guess he calls himself the Bulldog on TikTok. I don't know. I've seen a few of his videos when I'm scrolling. He pops up. And I want to say this, man, some of the history, like he just got interviewed like a father and son thing. And like, you didn't know a little bit of your history, bro. You knew a little bit, but there's a lot of it you didn't. Who am I to sit there and try to fucking be the history police when it comes to the culture, right? The North, the South, and the Bulldogs. But I will be in this case because I hate when people fuck up the cultura and the history. Like, it's not a thing against them because they don't know. You only know what you know, right? But it's when you're saying it's gospel, when you're saying it's pura, when you're saying that this is the way it is. It's kind of like when people are like, hey, norteños are dropouts, dropout sur is what they always say. What the fuck is that? How is that possible? How does that work, right? It's nowhere near close, right? North and South were the entities that started in the late 70s on their own, doing their own thing, right? In the youth authority, to tell you the truth. That's where it started. But to be totally honest with you, it's people like that don't know the history. And then when I give them it, the other dudes would be like, oh, why are you getting the history from a dropout? He don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I know a whole lot more than you know, bro. You know, that's the reason I'm in the position I'm in, because I know a little bit more, right? Now, this guy, this bulldog, is out there talking about this, talking about that, and he's upset, man, and he's trying to push the issue. He's trying to get all the bulldogs in the city rallied against these guys. Now, I'll take a little weirdos doing little videos laughing at him, talking about you wasn't in Fresno doing nothing. We pulled up. Bulldogs were nowhere to be found. Wasn't no barking. We didn't hear no barking. Where you guys at? Bro, look, it's not like motherfuckers are out there 24 hours a day. You should know that, man. You know, that's like motherfuckers pulling up in your neighborhood. You don't know. So it's not like, hey, we pulled up. We fucking were out there clowning, fucking chicks, kicking it all night. And no one did nothing. That wasn't the case. You pulled over to go to the fucking bathroom at the gas station, smoke a leño, do a 2-minute video, and get back on the freeway and jam. You know, and it's just a cowardice. It's a cowardice act to disrespect someone else's city or neighborhood, man, when you know deep down inside you didn't go there for that. You know, and again, you know, people are blaming this bulldog because he's getting all riled up and he's like, man, come back, slide through, do a fucking a concert, see what happens. The dogs are like that. They're like, let us know and watch how we pull up. And they will. Him in particular, I don't know. I don't know, man. You know, but other dogs that I've been around, College Street, Lewis, RTLs, you know what I'm saying, Pleasant, Kawa, Malaga, you know what I'm saying, the Chancla, the list can go on and on and on and on. Park side, north side, east side, west side, fucking your side. They're everywhere. There's a lot of bulldogs. And they definitely will fucking Bond Street. They'll pull up and do their thing. But one thing is for sure, they didn't get the opportunity to do that. So if you go to someone's city, you don't disrespect it. You don't say, hey, look, I was here in your city. Where were you at? Like, bro, no one knew. To after, hours later when you post it. So that, to me, was my only qualm with them. Like, it makes you look stupid, man. Because it makes you look like, hey, you're doing the 6ix9ine thing. Pulling up at fucking 2 a.m. or pulling up whenever. And then later on, disrespecting the dude like, I was all up in your city. You ain't did shit. You know that? No, bro. No, of course, no one knew you were there. If you would have announced or checked in or did whatever that bullshit you say, motherfuckers would have pulled up and it would have been bad. But why? Why antagonize a city, a whole city? You know, remember what happened when Lefty Gunplay antagonized Fresno? Remember what happened? A month later, he apologized. Because one thing about the city of Fresno is not only the Bulldogs do you have to worry about, but the people of Fresno love it. So if you're a rapper, if you want to fucking make money and you're a California rapper, you have to deal with all of California, north, south, the central. And, you know, you're going to have to wiggle. Fresno be having a lot of concerts. They have a big fan base for Chicano rap or for fucking Mexicans that rap or whatever. And when you're disrespecting them, you cut that off, bro. They definitely ain't rocking you in Northern California. Not everybody. If you're from Southern California, and so now you cut the dogs off. Then people out there, whether they're the dogs or just from Fresno, they ain't fucking with it. They ain't fucking with it. So you're cutting your money off, like to beef with a city like Fresno. Now you don't gotta like the city. You ain't, you know, you can do what you want to do. But this whole beef, man, motherfucking dogs are tripping right now. They are tripping and they're upset because these little young rappers are sliding through, disrespected. And Lil Weirdo, not being a part of a barrio, he sure does pop up all the time doing some stupid shit. And then when I see him, he's laughing like he's bro, look at the thumbnail. Bro, you weigh 110 pounds. Stop it already. You'll be just like my cousin getting bit by a werewolf. Get your ear ripped off by the Bulldogs. They're not playing. Anyways, these dudes pulled up, and now they're going back and forth on TikTok. I'm watching, and we do this, we'll do that. No one's doing nothing. Because them dudes definitely ain't going back to Fresno, and the Bulldogs ain't going traveling outside of Fresno to go get them in Southern California. And dudes are like, oh, man, Bulldogs and Northerners, and they'll never pull up to Southern California. That's what the dude, Lil Weirdo, was saying. Like, y'all just mad because we pull up wherever we want, but you don't pull up. Well, I remember distinctly a whole lot of Southerners getting mad when the Bulldogs pulled up to no jumper, or when the Northerners pulled up. And then, of course, what was the argument? Oh, that was pre-taped, pre-recorded. No one let us know you were there. Well, you did the same thing, little weirdo. So it goes back and forth. My thing is all brown. It's all Mexicans. Meanwhile, while you guys are arguing over what city you pulled up to and who's going to do it, no one did shit. No one's going to do shit. A whole bunch of people are laughing at you, man, because you got Mexicans arguing. As far as that one Bulldog goes, the one that's like leading the fucking force for them, bro, go back to Clecha school. Get a little bit more Clecha if you're going to be representing the dogs. I'm just lacing you up, man. Anyways, with that being said, that's what's going on right now. Little Weirdo is not welcome. He got his fucking Fresno card pulled. They say he is not. Definitely him and P-Face. P-Face, he's a Southerner, so they're tripping anyways. But that dude, Lil Weirdo, they say he is not welcome in the city of Fresno. Lil Weirdo says, I'm Lil Weirdo the Great. I don't know. The gun.